We are at the National Quartet Convention. Standing beside me, the members of Beyond the Ashes, and right next to me, an old friend, Anthony Facello. Anthony, welcome to Gospel Music Today.
It's always good to be with you, Ken. Great to see you all.
Nice to see you always. I'm going to ask you to introduce the other guys.
Absolutely. Beside me is Casey Rivers. He sings the lead part, and beside him is Kellen Monroe, and he's from South Carolina. Casey's originally from Texas, but we all now live in the Nashville area.
All right. Now, how long has Beyond the Ashes been on the road?
The group was formed a little over 4 years ago, but we've been traveling full-time for about a year and a half now, actually when Casey first joined. And this year we're going to do about 235 dates, so we're out there just trying to encourage people and tell them there's a God that loves them, and no matter what they're going through, to help lift them up.
Good message.
Yeah.
Let me move Casey over here a little closer. How did you get involved in Southern Gospel singing?
From about 3 years old, my parents were a gospel quartet. Nothing big, just kind of a local thing at church and some of the local churches, but I've been around it all my life and just always had a heart for ministry. And so about a year and a half ago, I had the opportunity. God opened the door for me, and Anthony and I had a mutual friend that actually went to my church, and she contacted me one day right after we said the closing prayer at church, and I was actually praying that God used me in a way that would be best be suited for Him, and no more than I say amen, I turned around and our mutual friend was right there and said, "Hey, would you be interested in the lead position of a group called Beyond the Ashes?" And God's been good to us ever since. So,
when you were younger, even growing up in a gospel singing family, did you think that this is where you would be on the road full time?
No, not really. To be totally honest, I made plans to be a country music singer. From the third grade, I said I was going to be singing country music, and like I said, I always had a heart for ministry, always singing in church, but never saw myself on this stage and where I'm at today, and I wouldn't want to be any other place, honestly.
Right. Not only a great sound, but you guys do present the message really well. Let me have this guy come over here. Let me ask you about the same thing. How did you get involved in Southern Gospel singing?
Yeah, and I've been around it my whole entire life, and growing up here in the Inspirations, the Cathedrals, who I loved, and Ernie Haas and Signature Sound, and all those guys have been great friends and mentors, really. But ever since I was really, really young, my parents taking me to singing, groups coming into my church, it was just something I would sit there and just watch and just learn from everything they did and try and emulate it and try and do the same thing. And so it's been one of those things on my life that without a doubt I know God's called me to do.
Have you been in Beyond the Ashes since the beginning?
I have not. I've been here, a month?
He's the new guy.
I'm the new guy. I've been here a month.
Well, how did you get connected with these guys?
Through a mutual friend, I received an email knowing that they were looking for a baritone singer. So I actually sent them a YouTube clip with a group that I sang with back home, the Melody Airs, who were pretty big around the 80s and 90s in the Southern Gospel circuit, and sent them a YouTube clip, and they sent me an email back and said, "When can you come to Nashville?" So I went, auditioned, and I guess the rest, they say, is history.
Okay.
And there's not a return policy.
There is no return policy.
All right, you're here. Let me get Anthony back over here. Have you guys been recording?
We actually are in the process of working on one with Wayne Hahn, which, he works with Ernie Haas, Signature Sound, has produced Greater Vision, the Perrys. Great artist, and so we have the privilege of working with him right now. We're 3 songs into it. Hopefully going to have it out February or March of 2011.
We'll look for that.
Yeah.
What's available now?
Right now we have God Meet You Where You Are, which our very first single, He Still Does, was released off of that one. And then we have a Christmas CD that we finished last year because we did a Christmas tour, and so we're using it this year as well. Everybody loves Christmas.
Yeah.
And some great traditional standards, but then there's also great songs on there that people may not recognize, but they're about the true meaning of Christmas, and that's Christ's birth. And so we're excited.
The Beyond the Ashes website.
www.beyondtheashesonline.com. Beyondtheashesonline.com.
Well, Anthony, always good to see you again, and all the members of Beyond the Ashes, thank you very much for talking to us on Gospel Music Today.
Thank you.
There's more coming up on Gospel Music Today.